Hello guys, today we are going to review Axis Football 2021 for the Xbox One. Now, this game this game is actually it's interesting because this game along with Maximum Football, they both like started to get huge focus in for their 2019 installments. They had some before then, but they had some installments before that, but that was the first time they got focus. And of course, I reviewed Maximum Football 2019 for the channel. Axis Football, it got released for Xbox, but for some reason, that installment never got on PS4. And they said it on Twitter it was because PS4 wanted the game, having issues putting the game in, which was weird. And I don't think they ever quite figured out why that was it. I don't know, but that installment's exclusive to this, and that's one reason why I got it for Xbox. And to be honest, I'll probably, if I'm gonna review this series long term like I did with Maximum, I'll probably be on Xbox mainly because one, that 19 one's exclusive to that, so I'm kind of locked in. And plus, I already got so many other games I focus on PS4. It's kind of nice having something that's on Xbox. And if it's gonna be one of those two, might as well be Access now. And it's also ironic that the last game Maximum Football made was their 2020 installment before being sold. They're working on a new one now, but they haven't quite. They haven't, I'm not sure when it'll be released. But a new company's working on that. I don't know how different it's going to be either. But this series, though, they went kind of the opposite route of Maximum, because when those two games came out, it seemed like Maximum Football had the bigger audience of the two because it offered so much into creation and all that. In 2019, had some cool stuff, but it wasn't this. It was different. But man, who would have thunk it that this game would have outlast Maximum though? Because this series has gained a big following, and outside of that weird thing with the PS4 for 2019, I think all these installments, 2020 and 2021, they've been released on both systems, and I heard nothing but good things on the series. Now, I am curious on how this game plays. So franchise mode, as you see, it already says join our team tier system. I love the tier system idea. Play now, create. Let's look at. So you can do all that stuff. So the big thing, play now, exhibition, coach, spectate, 2-player match, 2-player coach. Okay. Settings. Okay, so we can even go through all that. Let's just go to exhibition. Look through the teams. Oh, there's a Winnipeg team. Interesting. Well, we're gonna go home. Winnipeg. 3-4, okay. Atlanta Razorbacks, Baltimore Paladins, Boston Whalers, Buffalo Grizzlies. I like that they try to maintain the similarities with their teams pretty well. Carolina Rattlers, Chicago Lakehawks, Cincinnati Royals, Cleveland Coyotes, Dallas Stampede, Denver Mountaineers, Detroit Firebirds. 4-3, yeah, often. You know what? Some of these are actually yeah, that sounds about right for them. Green Bay, Axemen, yeah. They really kind of gave the teams accurate, it looks like the teams like Houston Bombers, like Houston Texans, the offense and defense they picked for them seems pretty accurate for the most part. Indianapolis Gladiators, Kansas City Wranglers, Las Vegas Outlaws, Los Angeles Tide, Louisiana Gators, Mexico City Jaguars, Miami Warriors, Minnesota Pride, Montreal Terrapins, Nebraska Thunder, New York Barons, Oklahoma City Cyclones, Orlando Rockets, Philadelphia Express, Pittsburgh Ironhawks, San Francisco Sharks, Seattle Bruins, St. Louis Racers, Tennessee Bloodhounds, Vancouver Mallards, Washington Senators, Winnipeg Devil Cats. Yes. So let's go to Detroit, first of all. I love that they use the letter system. I always loved the letter system. I wonder how I... Oh, maybe... Okay, there we go. Buffalo, we'll do Buffalo. So, it's going to be hard for me to compare this to, like, the Maximum Football games, because this had a whole extra year of development and release. It is ironic that, and plus, here's the other thing, too, they were selling this game for 99 cents, and it's because their new installment, Access Football 2023, is coming out, they're skipping a year. So it's still the next one, they just skipped a year in the title, but yeah. We want 3. Sweet, our own stadiums. Sweet, expert picks. Giving us. Wow, that's a nice detail. Sweet. So, man, Maximum and Access, they are very different games. Maximum Football definitely has more of an indie feel. I feel like, but it looks in terms of customization, I think Maximum gives you a whole lot more for customization, but it also depends on if you just want a football game where you could do anything football, Canadian, college, pro, anything. Maximum has it all. Access, it looks like it's focused specifically on pro, and you can do anything you want with pro stuff. And I think I don't mind that, because as much as I love college games, sometimes we oh, look at this.
Detroit, Michigan. This is Dave Stevens. With me, as usual, is analyst Mike Steele. This game has dominated the headlines.
Yeah, this game has. I will say, this game is already won in presentation. Like Maximum Football, the problem with Maximum Football, and it kind of it definitely kind of hurt it a little bit, was its presentation was minimal. This game, its presentation's definitely better, in my opinion. Let's see if I actually... Oh, yep, I did a decent. It was just a time thing with the button press.
Takes the kickoff.
I gotta look at the controls.
Return to 14.
There it is. Okay, run controls, speed burst, juke right, juke left, slide, move player, spin, dive. Okay. Pass controls, speed burst, scramble mode, move player. Tap, lob, hold bullet pass, aim passing only. So those are passing, move pass circle, aim passing only, press circle. Okay. Defense force substitution, cycle players, audible, jump, finesse move, select closest player, power move and block, speed burst, draft. Doesn't look like there's like a tackle button. Maybe tackling's automatic. So I will say this. I feel like some of this is similar. This just does feel a lot smoother.
The receiver can't bring it in.
I will say this. What I love about this game so far is Maximum Football, the names for plays was very, like, unorthodox for football. This game, like, they just kind of keep the names of the formations and plays a lot more traditional and standard, like you would see in any football game ever. Maximum Football didn't quite do that. I don't know if they just used I don't know if they used Canadian football terms or not.
To the middle of the field.
Bullet passes are so hard, Dave. That's when I knew I was done with the game. When I only had 1 or 2 of those per game left in the tank.
Campbell.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
The punt will sail into the end zone. Touchback.
You know, I don't know what my roster is. Alright, they use letter grades for overalls. I don't mind that. All right, Mark Knight. He's my quarterback. He's a B. Pretty solid. What's his speed? Speed's average. Okay. Wide receivers C. My receiver's kind of crappy. Well, it's graded on that. Receiver C. It's on grading system. Wow, it's not really. A couple good running backs, but the rest of the guys are pretty scrubby. Bench. That's the bench. Okay, so. Oh, okay. These are quarterbacks. That's my starting guy. He's a B. Running backs, B plus B. Fullback, B. Pretty solid. Receivers, good. Tight ends, fine. Offensive line, they're good. They're good. D-line's okay. Linebacking is a little rough. Corners and safeties, that's pretty good. Kicker, good. Punter, good. Kick returner, punt return. Okay, so let's look at Buffalo. B for their guy, B pluses for them. We should be pretty similar teams. Their line looks a little rougher than mine. Their D-line, though, probably a little bit better. Linebacking is much better. Their secondary is pretty decent. Kickers, not. Their special teams aren't as good. All right, so far I'm really digging this game. It's just presenting itself a lot more like what you would think a football game would be. Ooh, I got lucky. That was one of those things where I feel like I should have set up my throw. Like, you know how in the 2K games where you kind of have to set your quarter step up a little bit before you throw? I feel this game kind of has that feel a little bit.
Knight makes the handoff. Second down.
Okay.
Two receivers for the Firebirds. Paul takes the count. That gets us to third down.
Clock control, I like that.
Tight end on the right side.
Just gonna take my time. Ooh.
That'll bring up fourth down.
Oh shit, that was fourth down? Fuck me. I thought it was second or third or whatever. Shit. Well, punt it.
Lining up to punt. The punter punts it away. The punt will sail into the end zone. Touchback. He drops back. Throws
ooh, nice.
And he misses his mark. One back in the backfield for Buffalo. He drops back. Throws a pass off to the sideline. That will bring up third down.
That play there is one of the ones that makes the haters in the stands say, okay, maybe I couldn't make that throw.
That marks the end of the first quarter. Still, nothing. Let's see what the call is on third down. Logan gives it away. That'll bring up 4th down.
Wow, I'm really impressed with this. Like, I will say, I feel like this is a more balanced football experience. I think Maximum Football was great for sim heads, but I think for people who wanted a game that they could play like pretty successfully and all that, I feel like this game just offers a more balanced experience. Even though this game doesn't offer as much customization options in terms of like football, in terms of like just sheer any kind of football game you can imagine, any kind of football variation you imagine you can use. I feel like
He drops back to pass.
ooh, he just chose to go deep. I thought he was supposed to go to the side.
That, my friend, was a rocket shot.
The QB makes the toss.
Oh wow, look at that.
The home team showed us great execution and determination on that touchdown.
There's the kick. It's good. Detroit striking first. 7-0.
Scoring first sets the tone for the rest of the day. Now that they've done it once, getting back into the end zone always seems easier.
Kicking system's a lot easier in this game. Like, everything in this game, it's like... It's kind of ironic because the person who originally developed Maximum Football did work on EA games and stuff. It's kind of ironic he did all that, but when you play Maximum Football games, he uses so many terms and systems that just feel like not quite, a little too different. Ooh, shit.
He's brought down. First down.
Like, this game feels like I'm legit playing, like, a solidly made PS2, Xbox, GameCube football game from, like, back in the 2000s. Like, maybe not Madden or even 2K kind of quality, but definitely, like, FIFA or game, like, probably definitely a step above FIFA and Game Day. Like... It does make me curious on how good like Axis Football 19 and 20 are, but to be honest, I feel like this is one of those things, once you get to like the newest one, it's one of those things where you kind of don't, because this is like a series, like you can tell this is a series that they make sheer amount of improvements in every installment. Like they're not gonna make a cool thing one installment and take away in the next one and add something completely different. At least not yet. So if you just get this right now, even though it'd be pretty cool to see what its previous installments have to offer, I feel like you're kind of just better off just sticking with the current thing that you get. Oh, finally! Oh, cool. That is one thing. I never got an interception in a Maximum Football game, and I already got one in Access.
It will be interesting to see if the offense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Following that turnover.
First down.
Okay, looks like I'm gonna try to get to X.
He drops back. Knight on the play action.
Ooh. I got lucky with that a little bit, but I'll take it.
I'm not sure what they were expecting there at first down, but it wasn't that.
Yeah. RB, wow.
Knight looking to pass. Sends a pass deep down the field. That'll bring up a fresh set of downs.
Those D linemen are lobbying for holding, hoping the refs can stop the momentum this offense is building.
That's just what they are.
First and goal for Detroit. He hands it off. Touchdown!
Like, this game definitely has a lot of 2K influence in this game. Like, the way the game plays and feels does feel kind of like a 2K game a little bit. And you know what else? The announcers remind me a lot of the 2K announcers.
Adds to their score, 14-0.
We've talked about it a few times, Dave. They're really playing a complete game this go-round.
Rivera sends this one deep.
And I like that it's a grade system and not like overalls, because I feel like overall, the number stuff you can get more detailed with, but I feel like a lot of those details is a little bit doesn't add a lot overall. So I do think the grade system is a better way of going about it.
Into the pocket. Sings it along the sideline.
Now, is this the best football game I've ever played? I won't say so, but I think so far it's definitely the best like sim style football game I've ever played. In Maximum Football, like I said, Maximum Football is a game for sim heads. Like, if you want to create your own world and just sim and control stuff, that's great. But if you want to legit play through stuff with Maximum Football, you might struggle a little bit. Because I feel like this game is a little easier to play. I feel like Maximum Football, they try to get a little kind of fancy with how the game plays and controls a little bit to try to make it a little different. And I don't think it quite worked out perfectly. That's why I think fans to this day just sim stuff as opposed to actually play the game. This game has enough depth to be a sim head with, but it's very playable as well. And like I said, like Maximum Football allowed you to like be a sim head about any football ever, college football, Canadian football, professional football, all that stuff. This game just specializes in professional football only, American professional football only, which is a little limiting, but from what I read, like, their franchise mode is like super in depth, and if you combine that with this solid gameplay and decent presentation, to be honest, that gives it overall a little bit extra over Maximum in a lot of ways. Now, if this game added like college and maybe not Canadian, but at least college like elements, college options through college teams and all that stuff, then you'd have a game right there. Like, that would be the best football game ever.
Paul on the carry. He safely steps out of bounds up at the 47.
I don't know if I would call this better than Mutant Football League, though, because they're very different games, and I feel like Mutant Football League has, a bit more polish to it slightly in terms of, like, its presentation, how it plays in the humor and the writing to, like, that world is a bit creative. But this game, I feel like, kind of offers more. Let's try. So Steam Strategy, that's pretty cool. Tossed. Ooh, sweet juke.
That will bring up third down.
Let's try a pass.
Tosses a pass.
Yeah, I needed to set up my feet.
And it's on. The offense lines up to punt this one away. The punter punts it away. And the punt sails into the end zone. Touchback.
The offense has a great opportunity here to build some momentum and eat away at that lead they're facing.
Throws the ball. Caught by number
There we go.
10. That will bring up second down.
Like, to be honest, a better comparison between this and Maximum Football is by comparing Access Football 20 with Access Football 20 with Maximum Football 20. Because comparing this with Maximum Football 20, I feel like may not quite be super fair, because this game had an extra year to develop shit, but still, I gotta read more about this game.
Dodging the defender. That'll bring up 4th down.
A conservative run call on 3rd and long. You don't want to unnecessarily take any risks there and end up in a situation that's difficult to recover from.
Throws a pass, and it's off. The away team can't convert. That will be a turnover on down.
The offense needs to just play it safe here and focus on keeping.
I never caught this before. Does this game have an XL clock? Accelerated clock?
Crude, 2nd down.
It does. It does have an accelerated clock option. That's awesome. That really is awesome. I love that they have that.
Pitches it out to number 25.
Wow, this dude's like...
Buffalo uses their first time out.
After a run like that, it's so tempting to just keep feeding him the ball until the defense finds a way to stop it.
Let's just kneel it.
First down.
Since it has a special area just for kneeling, I'm going to take advantage of that.
Buffalo will use one of their timeouts here. 2nd down.
Like the ad for Windows 11 in the
Buffalo
background.
will use their 3rd and final timeout here. That brings up a crucial 3rd down.
Okay, so... I should have run the ball. There was too much time on the clock. I don't know why it took kneel downs. That was stupid.
3rd and goal. Paul takes the carry. 4th down.
Well, might as well
A
try a field
conservative run
goal.
call on 3rd and long. You don't want to unnecessarily take any risks there and end up in a situation that's difficult to recover from.
And he split the uprights for 3 points. That's good from 25 yards out. Detroit extends their lead, 17-0.
The offense is really moving out in front of this matchup.
Bond takes the kick.
Like, a comparison video of Access Football 20 and Maximum Football 20 would be awesome. Because both these games are super different. There are some similarities in very specific instances, like the circle they use for like the player and stuff on the ground. That Maximum Football also kind of uses that. But these games are so different, and they both have positives and negatives that kind of go against the other game. I think if you just want depth and sim, you want to go maximum overall. But if you want, but if you want something that's more balanced with sim in gameplay, you want access.
He tosses one short near the sideline. That gets us to 3rd down. Detroit comes out with 5 DBs. He drops back to pass. He rifles one. He's taken down by George. 4th down.
The quarterback did a nice job not trying to do too much there. You don't want to turn it over and put extra pressure on your defense.
He steps back to pass. Muscles a pass near the sideline.
Oh, nice. Can I take a kneel?
That gets us to 2nd down.
All right. Subs. It's weird because usually when the clock excels, it's usually after you select a play, but here it's after you snap the ball, I think. There we go. Wow.
Well, we've waited all game. Let's hear who the stud of the game is.
Paul for the home team. Made the
Sweet.
whole team better today and earned my stud award. Talk about...
Wow, I gotta applaud this game. It's been a long time since I played a sim-style football game that I feel super good about. Like, Maximum Football was probably the last one. But even with Maximum, there were still elements to the game that I wish there was more of. This game delivers on all that stuff. The only thing, the biggest thing Maximum has over this game is Maximum offers you so much, a lot more with customization. This game has depth, but this game has depth and customization, but Maximum Football has a lot more. Like, I never played a football game before that offered Canadian professional college options for all aspects of the game. But this game, I think, will give you a lot more, a bigger diverse experience because you can play the game well enough. It's an enjoyable playing experience. The franchise mode, from what I heard, is insanely in depth, for sure. And in fact, in all honesty, now that I think about it, I may have to do main modes in some of these indie sports games that I have. Access Maximum, Super Blood Hockey, Super Mega Baseball. I might start doing some stuff with the independent games as opposed to like the old school stuff, because some of these games offer so much, but nobody's talking about like these games. And these indie sports games need so much support because they're the only ones left outside the big AAA titles that constantly get support, whether deserving or not. But yeah, I think for 99 cents, this is a steal. I know 23 is coming out, I know that, but it's definitely going to be a reasonably priced game. But this game, if you're unsure if you want to spend $30 on this series, pay $1 on this and see how you feel about it. If you love it, then you probably won't mind spending more money for the sequel. If you don't care for it, or whatever, then you save some money. But yeah, this game's insanely good, in my opinion. And to be honest, I'm gonna have to explore the depth options of both Maximum Football and this game to truly know for sure which is better. And of course, that's long-term projects. Like, by the time I probably get to that, they probably were already released a new Maximum Football game for the new company or something, I don't know. But it's just something to keep in mind with this game, is that this game, the amount of depth, like, in this game, don't underestimate that. Because I know I've been saying Maximum Football has so many options, it's so in-depth, it is. But this game has depth too. Like, I heard its franchise mode for professional stuff is top-notch. Now, Maximum Football, I will say this, Maximum Football, their Dynasty mode is college-focused. In terms of, like, their professional stuff, I don't know how insane it gets in 20. In 19, it was very limiting. 20 might have a bit more to it, but this game, but I heard its Dynasty mode for college is insanely definitely. Your love for college is great, but if you're more of a professional guy, you're definitely going to want this game. If you love football overall and love all aspects of it, that's a tough choice. I feel like Maximum gives you more options, but I feel like Access Football definitely succeeds in presentation and gameplay. I would, if I had to pick between the two to use for the rest of my life, Maximum Football 20 offers more for sim, but this game is better overall. Maximum Football may be better in this game in certain areas, but I feel like this game overall is good to great. While Maximum Football, there's a lot of amazing elements, but there's some elements that drag it a bit. This game doesn't really have dragging elements, in my opinion. There's stuff that they could add and stuff they could do to get better, but there's nothing that's awful about this game. So I definitely recommend this game for sure overall. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. In case you want to chat with anyone at the camping company, you don't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. First one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in the About page / About section of our channel. We also have a community tab in our channel as well. You can access that anywhere, anytime. We also have a Patreon page in the works. The main goal of the Patreon page is to raise some money for the channel so we can have a bigger budget to do more ambitious things, and also to start making merchandise for the channel as well. And the merchandise itself will be geared toward aspects of the channel that you guys enjoy. So any support we get for that is much appreciated. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.